What's up, guys? It is Tony from Lomo Paintball, and today we are back with my favorite features of beginner paintball markers.
And why? Because who's the best source for all of Tony's favorite things?
That's us right here at lomopaintball.com. So we brought out 5 beginner markers that I figured a lot of you guys out there obviously getting into the sport of paintball would like, fit your budget, and definitely enjoy. So I brought out 5. I got an HK Army Saber over here. Behind that, a PE EMAC 100. Right dead center is the Tippmann Vantage. Then I've got the classic Tippmann 98 Custom. And lastly, the Empire Mini GS. So I figured that's a good range of beginner markers that aren't going to cost you an arm and a leg straight out of the box. Some are electronic and some may not be. So Mark, where would you like me to start with my favorite feature? Only one of each. Only one.
I think we're going to try, excuse me, we're going to try and go slightly in budget order. So let's start with that Tippmann Vantage right there in the middle in front of you.
Well, that's it. This is a Tippmann Vantage. This marker cost you less than $100. So let me pull it off the stand here. Tippmann Vantage, this thing retails $99.95. There's no hose that is going to run from your ASA up into the front grip or up into the valve area here. All the air is through there. I really like that, up and in, but I'm simply going to go straight up budget. That is my favorite feature. For $100 or less than $100, you can get out there on the field and playing some paintball. So obviously it's got just a kind of, I'm not going to say plastic, but I believe like an outer composite body to it. It's not metal, but what do you expect for $100? These things will last you a long time. But to get yourself out there on the field, I'm simply going budget with this one. Would you agree? Disagree?
Oh, absolutely. Especially if you're just getting into the sport, or if you're a parent that has maybe a couple kids that want to play and you're tired of renting.
Yep.
The Vantage is a great way to be like, hey, for $300, I can get myself and 2 of my kids markers, and we can just go out and start having some fun.
Exactly.
And you can always upgrade later, and you will, but for $100 to have something reliable and not be renting the same beat up crap at your local field, I think it's a winner.
You get to take it home with you at the end of the day. It belongs to you. So yeah, I'm going budget on the Tippmann Vantage. Once again, guys, beginner markers here. We'll dive into the GS a little later, but still, that is a beginner speedball marker.
Saber.
He wants Saber time.
Yeah, we're going in budget order.
We're going Saber time here. I think these are around maybe $130.
It's got the same kind of like styling as the LV2s.
It does. It does. Saber, favorite thing about this thing, they do come in multiple colors, but that won't be it. I would say for this, compared to like the Vantage, so if I think this is around $30 more, I'm going to go ease of maintenance. If you guys break paint in the Vantage, guess what? That whole shell's got to come apart and you got to get in there and clean it. So with the HK Army Saber, obviously we got the bolt, pulls up and slides on out. You guys break a ball in your chamber, which definitely will happen with either, bad or brittle paint, or just because obviously this, these are beginner markers. So simply that bolt comes up and out. And then guess what? You're going to take your barrel swab, run it straight through the marker. Can you see me?
I can.
Oh, that's very nice. And then barrel swab, clean, out, and you're on your way. Like I said, some of these other guns out here, you guys got to take a lot of screws apart and clean it up. This is no problem whatsoever. Bolt comes up, slides out, run a barrel swab through that, and you are on your way. So I would say ease of maintenance for the HK Army Saber. Plus, it's autococker threaded. A lot of autococker barrels out there, so you want to tinker around? You got a chance to tinker around with it.
There's a couple autococker threaded barrels on the table. You could swap them right here and now.
That's what I'm saying. Autococker is a very, very popular thread. So I think that they killed it. A lot of the beginner guns are like spider thread or something like that, but they coming out with autococker thread. I like it.
Tippmann 98 Custom.
We're going to the 98 Custom now?
Hey, I mean, that's a marker that a lot of fields do rent. So why would I buy one? Why, like, what's the selling point?
You just said that there. So a lot of fields rent. And this is a hefty boy here. We've got a lot of meat going on here.
Ooh, which weighs more, the Tippmann 98 Custom or the Field 1 Force?
Probably the same. They got a lot of heft to them. You said just before this that a lot of fields rent these. Why would a smart paintball field want to rent a gun like this? Because it's an absolute tank. I mean, the reliability for the 98 Custom, why do you think it's called the 98 Custom? It's been around since maybe some of you guys weren't even born yet. It's been around a very long time. They've made some advancements to it. I believe this one might have the ACT, the anti-chop. It does not, but they also have an anti-chop one, I believe, that just helps you from breaking paint in the breech. I'm going to go with reliability on the 98 Custom. Overall, you can run this thing through the dirt, the mud, and the water, and that is exactly why rental, fields use these as their rental equipment. Because when you're renting something, tell me, do you guys care? How do you treat it? Probably not. I've seen literally people like try to dig trenches with these guns before. So I'm going to go overall reliability on the 98 Custom. At the end of the day, when you're done playing, a couple drops of oil back here in the hammer area. And you guys, these things will literally last you a lifetime if you, properly take care of it. So reliability and idea of the week for the Tippmann 98 Custom.
So, okay, you said something that is news to me. So
What?
you're telling me the 98 and 98 Custom is the year that it came out? I thought it was 98 customizable attachments.
No, and it is very customizable, but I only get one feature. It's got the Picatinny rails. You can throw an E-grip on there. You can do some other different modifications up to the feed neck area, but that's not it. We're called reliability, and yes, this has been out for many, many moons, my man.
Huh.
So it's been around the game. They had Model 98s. They had just 98, the Pro Light. They had all sorts of, the Tippmann model has been around forever. So reliability. All right, we're going, let me guess, EMAC?
EMAC, which is getting a little pricier, but.
Well, EMAC, I mean, I would have to say, yes, getting pricier, but you get a really, really good feature with this one. Other than a lot of the guys that are playing, even like the pro and amateur 10-man mechanical events these days, are literally using decked out EMACs. So I was going to say customizable or upgradability, but I'm going to have to go with a mechanical marker that has a gamma core, let me see if I can't crank it, spool valve that is used also in some of their other higher end guns. So Planet Eclipse EMAC 100 rocking the spool valve gamma core on the inside. So super easy to rebuild. There's not a terrible amount of O-rings on the inside, but it provides such a smooth shot compared to some of like the more poppet valve style markers that you see up here. So I'm going to go with their gamma core. This same exact core is used in a couple of other high-end electronic guns. So I think I'll go with that one.
Is it the same as in the Etha 3M as well? Or is that a different bolt now?
Oh, I believe it is. Yeah, they got a couple of I think the 180s were even rocking it too, or the 170s were rocking it at least. So I know the gamma core has been used in some of their higher end models too. So that's
so it's
what
not
I'm going
the
to pick.
cheapest mechanical marker. It's not the most expensive. But what I like about the Etha is if you think you're going to stick to the mechanical side of things for a while, you want to get into the mech tournaments, but you don't have the budget for like an Etha 3M or one of the mod kits to convert a higher end marker, that's a great one to start with, and you can upgrade it as you can go. You can get a different barrel, you can get a better trigger, you can get a better valve, you can and turn it into essentially $1,000 marker when you're done, but you didn't have to spend it all at once.
Correct, yeah. Like Mark said, you could just do a barrel, then a trigger, then a valve, and do all the upgrades just not simultaneously, but just in whatever your budget allows. But yeah, it's a great marker, and a lot of players love the EMAC 100.
And like you said, because that core is probably one of the few things you can't upgrade. You're not going to get another bolt later on to swap out. So,
and a lot of these other markers that I already showed you, obviously, boom, you're going to have, that's why this one I chose Advantage Ed's budget, because it's not going to shoot anywhere near as smooth as the EMAC 100, but it's $100 and not, I think these retail 280-ish or so, something like that. All right, we are on to the last one on the table. It's the Empire Mini GS, and this one is going to be the only one that is electronic. I would say the electronic, and this one retails, I think this is probably one of the best beginner speedball guns out there. That's like $300. Literally, I think $299.95 currently. So I was going to go with the fully electronic programmability of this. But if you guys have ever seen our efficiency video on this marker, this thing shot, I believe, 12 pods or plus on a 68 4500 tank. The efficiency, the amount of paintballs that can be shot through this marker on one tank fill is absolutely incredible, and you're still not breaking the bank. So I would go efficiency. I like the electronic part because it's only $300, but the amount of pods you can get out of this bad boy, I don't think you can really argue that for a $300 beginner speedball marker. So I think that's great. That was the only one on the table that is electronic. So Mark, before we close this out, would you agree?
Oh, absolutely.
Efficiency?
I feel bad because the Mini has a stigma amongst people that have upgraded to better guns. Like, oh, I'm too good for the Mini now. But that Mini is a beast of a marker for 100%. The price point. The efficiency, the reliability, the features, the customization, even in that. You can upgrade barrels and different things to redline boards.
And they will.
And yeah. That's a standout. And the first time you shoot an electronic marker after shooting rental guns and semi-automatic guns, your mind just kind of breaks for a while. You're just like, oh my, why have I been missing this?
And then they're going to obviously get the Mini and they'll be like, well, this is really, really nice. But then they'll save up some money. They'll go to work and they're going to get, you know, one of the higher end guns, which is, that's great. You're going to love that too. But if you guys are kind of getting into that tournament scene or getting into the, I need something electronic, I want to move away from, you know, just a standard semi-auto. Mini GS is literally one of the best guns out there. So it is a fan favorite by you guys. And until next time, Tony's favorite features, I'm checking out shop lonewolfpaintball.com.
I don't think he's ever going to let me do a Mark's favorite features, guys.